What Chapter 19 is all about. And I like to think about as the three prongs. There's no new building on vacant land. Okay? You have, and I have on my street on 21st, inside the loop, I have a double lot. I have a house and then an adjacent vacant lot. So I have a foot in both fields here. So you cannot build any new structures on vacant land. All right? You cannot repair, rebuild past 50% of your structure's value. It's not the land, it's the structure. So look at your tax bill and it'll tell you how much your house is worth and how much your land is worth. Take that number, divide it in half, and that's the allotment that you have to use for any repair or building over 10 years. Okay? It's a little bit, it's a little bit complicated. So once you look at both of those things, then you realize how substantially damaged, I like using that word, my property value, my property rights are, and your property rights. It's very significant. Essentially, the ordinance was passed with little or no notice. It's not like you were asleep at the wheel. Diane Mosher, for heaven's sake, she goes to Civic Club after Civic Club meeting. There's lots and lots of people who didn't know about it. So don't feel like you're asleep at the wheel. Now, one of the things I want to do, and if you look on the agenda, I said that I would talk about what the updates are. It's like, now you know what happened last year, a year ago. What in the world have we been doing so diligently and desperately working over the past 10 months, and where have we gotten at this point? I will tell you that where we have gotten is we have changed a lot of minds. We maybe haven't changed the ordinance, but we do have people who are listening. We certainly have the attention of many, many elected officials. Sheila Jackson Lee, and Michael Halpin's here. Where's Michael? We have many heroes in this story, and Michael Halpin and Sheila Jackson Lee certainly are one of them. She said, I cannot believe this is happening to people who pay taxes, who have lived in this community, who have supported this community. I cannot believe the city's doing this. So, I mean, she's just been wonderful. We have Ron Green here as well. Yes? Where's Ron? Great. And certainly he has been attentive, and he has been here, and he has supported us. There's been multiple elected officials. Adrian Garcia is another one. He has just been a sweetheart. So and the list is really pretty long. Now, Hutchinson's office, Cornyn's office, Bohack's office, Jessica Farrar's office has been, given us a million miles in time of Diane's time. So, I mean, Jessica has been wonderful with that. And I'm sure I'm leaving out a bunch of different elected officials who do believe that we have very, very valid reasons for being upset and concerned. You're not crackpots. You've been egregiously damaged, and if you feel bad about it, so do I. Now, what has happened, because we've generated so much support and we've changed so many minds, the city, the mayor have had to take a step back and listen at least some. Now, as of last week, September 3rd or 20th, actually, we had a big meeting at City Hall, and then last week there was a couple of 3 other opportunities where Public Works, Andy Icken, Deputy Director of Public Works, rolled out some changes to their administrative code. And I like to call that administrative code the instruction manual. It is not the ordinance, all right? The ordinance is the only thing that has the permanence of law. But they're willing to change the instruction manual. And those changes actually are pretty nice. Not for vacant landowners. Vacant landowners are still in a situation where their land is useless. If you own vacant land, none of these changes are going to affect you. Now, for homeowners, I am not sure if it's business owners as well, but for homeowners, the instruction manual, they have changed so that you can do, you could have the home torn down and rebuild it, okay? We actually heard things like, you can expand the footprint. We actually heard things like, yes, you could do a wheelchair ramp. There were some other changes that sounded pretty good, but when I have asked repetitively, now, having said that we will have these changes in the instruction manual, how long will it take for you to change your mind and put it back the way it was? And it's just really a matter of a few weeks. So however quickly they change the instruction manual, they can change it back. There is no security, no permanence whatsoever in the instruction manual. However, at the moment, for today, for tomorrow, if you want to bulldoze your home and rebuild it, you need to hurry up and go do that. Because it may not be there after December or after the next flood, or when they, when there's a new administration or whatever it is that may change their mind. They do not have to notify us that they've changed those instructions. They may quietly change it when we get quiet and go away, and we would never know. So I think they're thinking in the right direction, and I'm pleased that they have come to that spot. It's a good spot. I have to say, I met last Thursday. It was a very small meeting with Public Works, and we talked about entering into the promised dialogue where we would talk about the issues of Chapter 19 with the city and try and work through all the issues that we are concerned about and come up with a workable compromise. Whether or not those meetings will occur, I cannot tell you. We have been promised those meetings since June at the very least, and we are now at the end of October, and they have yet to happen. They were promised again, and I remain hopeful that they will follow through with that. And I think that's pretty much where we are at. The ordinance still has not changed. The change in the instruction manual runs exactly counter to the law. So and of course, what didn't make me feel good is Ms. Durkin said, oh, we do that all the time. And it's like, you mean you pass laws and then you write an instruction that goes counter to the law that the city council passed? Well, yeah, we do stuff like that all the time. It's like, oh, good, I feel better now. So, that was disturbing to say the least. Anyway, I think I've pretty much covered everything, and we are going to, are we at breakout sessions?
Bruce.
Bruce?
Speaking of law,